Good evening and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. I'm Modia Barandis. We're back for cycle 24 of our colony here. So we got a slight problem, and I have things paused right now till we can figure out how we want to deal with this. The issue that we have, well, first of all, last episode we found out we got rid of all of our hydrogen from here. I thought it was because the chlorine kind of filled the gap and it forced it into the pump here faster than it could have. And that actually might be the case. I think we might have lost a tile off camera here someplace that the condensed chlorine burst through and it flooded this area with chlorine from another spot maybe. Chlorine usually sinks but doesn't rise though, but if it was packed dense enough, like this is pretty nicely not very densely packed. Over here it's much more densely packed, so I could see something like that happening. The larger problem though is that we were just wasting hydrogen, and it's a very unfortunate problem. It's been kind of the buzz around the internet lately. I watched a couple of videos, and a few commenters were good enough to point that out to me, that we have a big problem with the way that several of our machines work in regards to gases and liquids and overflow. And what was happening is that this pump is pulling in whatever it's pumping. Right now it's pumping chlorine probably. Yeah, it's pumping in chlorines. This is not getting too much right now. It's just a little bit. 11 grams, fine. The most this pump can do is 10 kilograms of, if it's in a very rich environment where it has access to that, the water pumps, they can do 10 kilograms. And the water pump over here actually has access to that kind of water. It can do 10 kilograms of water per second. Let's take a look here quick at the plumbing here quick and see how much it can pump. Liquid pump can do gas. That's the effects it generate. This liquid pump generates gas. I didn't know that. Anyways, it can do 10 kilograms of liquid per second coming out of that liquid pipe there. But what happens, and the reason we put this valve on here, because we think we're being smart, we put the valve on there. We were putting out 10 kilograms per second into the pipes here. This bad boy here, we looked, it uses 1,000 grams, 1 kilogram per second. What happens to that extra kilograms, all those extra 9 extra kilograms that get sent into this? It basically gets deleted. And that is a big problem. That causes us to waste a bunch of water. And I'm guessing if you watched last season, we started losing a lot of water right about the time we got the electrolyzer working. And I'm thinking a lot of that kind of physics and bugs or whatever, that's probably what did us in with that colony when we ran out of water so quickly. So it is a large problem. It's a very big problem. And so we're like, oh, so this is only using 1 kilogram per second. So let's try to get in 1 kilogram per second. And indeed, if we look, we're pulling in about 1 kilogram per second, roughly. If I can see the contents here, right here, it's 13. Yeah, 13, it varies, 12, 11. So the pump is doing what we wanted it to do on that output side. We have it set to 1100. We can lower that down still even, but actually we're going to deconstruct this thing because it's a lie. The water comes in here at 10 kilograms per second still. It leaves at whatever we set this to, 1,000 grams per second. Same problem here. What happens to that overflow? That overflow that comes into this thing is basically getting deleted. So we're wasting so much water, especially with this way this just pumps right in back into here. I mean, we're wasting so much water with this valve here. It's unfortunate. It is really, really unfortunate that that it happens that way. So, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do exactly. The electrolyzers, I think we're gonna have to move to a different room first of all. We need something closer to the water. We were running pipes all the way over here for the electrolyzers. I guess that works if we put this whole thing with electrolyzers in here. Do these generate a lot of heat, first of all? Let's take a look here quick. Yeah, they generate a fair bit. Holy cow. 126. So this thing boils water, basically, is what's happening here. It boils the water and turns it into oxygen somehow. Breathable. It takes away the hydrogen from it. Separates hydrogen and oxygen. I get it. Okay. So that's why it's so hot. Yeah. So it's like 129 degrees Celsius is very, very hot. Water is boiling at 100. So that would be a very hot device here. That said, we have to get rid of this liquid valve here, and we have to figure out a new solution if we want to keep producing oxygen for the time being. This little guy is still on and still producing oxygen at 400 grams per second. We're going to have insufficient oxygen generation because, well, we're barely not keeping up there. Right here was 100. Actually, this was net positive, actually, the previous day, so we bought ourselves some time there. So we need to come up with a better system, and I watched a few videos about this. Some commenters I said were good enough to point out to me the problems here. I don't want to do that. What am I doing here? I want to get rid of. I want them to dig this stuff out and get rid of it from the ceiling here. So commenters were good enough to point out that the problem is a problem, and actually, as of recently, a few channels have been buzzing about this. So I watched a few videos on it and kind of get the idea of what needs to be done for right now. My problem is that this can't be by design. This has to be a bug in the system that they haven't figured out how to correct yet. That these machines produce the way, because the way to round this is so ridiculous and it just looks terrible that I just can't believe that this is how they want this thing to work. So we saw the problems with the electrolyzer. It uses up too much water. Overflow doesn't go anywhere. The valve, same issue. It uses up more water than it's needing or outputting. The hydrogen, similar problem. The hydrogen generator, similar problem. It'll only take in. It says something like in the tooltips here. It's something like 100 grams per second. It pumps in 100 grams per second of hydrogen. Anything extra we pump into that per second is deleted. So that could be part of the reason why we lost all of our hydrogen over here. Is pumping in more than it was using. It was anything pumped into there extra was not getting used. It's a big problem. I don't know quite how we'll solve it with this one. Well, the hydrogen's gone for now, so we could probably deconstruct this hydrogen generator for the time being. If we're gonna use hydrogen, it's gonna have to go someplace else. That's fine. It's not a big deal. And this thing we should deconstruct anyway, so it stops pumping chlorine, because the chlorine is just gonna get wasted. And chlorine is, not a useful resource for the moment, but we could, possibly get a more in here to convert it into some oxygen for us, which would be great. But yeah, so what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to deconstruct this valve here. We need to come up with a better system and have them dig this out so we have room to build in here. Next, I'm going to have them deconstruct just a random... Well, I can't have them do that because this pipe... Well, I guess the pump will just fill up and not go anywhere, potentially. But I don't know if I want to risk that. Let's just do this. Let's just deconstruct one of these and see what happens once they get in there. So to get those two things deconstructed, we have to rethink our strategy with that. I don't know if I made this tank large enough down here. And I don't know if having it up and down like this is the best idea now that I'm looking at it. Because if we get like a break or anything like that, we'd end up with the water, good water or bad water flowing into each other. It might not be the best way to do it like a big tank like this. We might have to rethink this whole tank thing. And make it a little bit wider maybe, but maybe do separate side-by-side tanks for contaminated and clean water. We could maybe use this area here for one of the tanks and maybe use this area here for another tank. That might be the answer. And that actually, now I'm looking at it, that could work. We could just cut this off right here and keep this as a tank and then keep this as a tank and then have a walkway across for it. I think that might work. Anywho, and then we'll keep this how it is actually. Maybe we have a reuse for this later. We'll look at that later. Okay, so we got some things we need them to do right now. We got some things we need them to do, and I've spent so much time here just even explaining the issue, but it is a big issue, and it has lasting implications for the game, and I hope it's something that gets corrected in a future update. These guys can't even get in here right now because we sealed it off. Probably not the best idea. So, in case of problems, we gotta deconstruct the buildings here. I don't want to deconstruct the pipes just yet. We're not gonna get to that point just yet. They'll deconstruct this, and right now the power's not running at the moment, actually. Did I actually deconstruct a wire at some point? Where's our wire overlay? No, it's connected. It's just not running for some reason. Well, probably because we're at a lack of power at the moment, because we only have this thing producing power for us now. The hydrogen generator is just not working. Which is fine. We can get that going again. Which means we need to get some more power going, which now I'm kind of regretting that we don't have more manpower. So, what I think we need to do, just a couple things we need to do around here, clean up a bit, I think. I want to put a secondary ladder on this side of the room, I think, on this side of the buildings. so that we can get up and down. This is actually too long, I think, for them to cross. We want some more verticality here so they can get around faster. Let's get them deconstructing this stuff here first. Let's speed it along a little bit here. And come on. There you go. All right, so that's deconstructed. Not going to be an issue anymore. This pump won't pump anymore. I'll just disable it for the time being just to be safe. Shouldn't be an issue. This will be producing the oxygen we need for the time being. It is still producing for the time being more than it's using, and the water being used up is stopped. The pump has stopped pushing it, so it's not flowing in. Fine. They're going to build these out, dig this out, and then finish up this here. I'm going to have to deconstruct this hydrogen pump here. We aren't using it right now. It probably won't stay there anyways. There's not a chance of hydrogen getting into there. We might keep this gas pump where it is if we need to pump out the contaminated from this at some point in the future. There is a morb here. If we want to get this morb into our area, we need them to dig into this area here and get him out. Chlorine will sink. It's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna be a risk of it going anywhere, so we could potentially get him out of there. And I think that'd be a fun idea. So maybe we'll do a morb mission soon here. Once they get this thing dug out here and it's ready to go, we can start continuing building up here a little bit. Fine. What else can we do? What else we can do, actually, I want to maybe get this tank solved here just a little bit better. Let's see here quick. Igneous. Granite, yeah, granite. What I'm thinking is we bring a thing down like this, and we'll put it like right down, right where this one is, roughly. And we'll go across like this. And we'll go up like this. And then we'll dig all this out once this is built. And that'll be our new water tank. We'll have a nice clean water tank over here. And then we can have two separated water tanks. And maybe I'll redo how we're doing this here. Do I want them separated by a ladder in the middle? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. How are we doing on oxygen here? It's looking pretty good now. It's a nice pale blue. Little hydrogen at the top of the building, never hurt anybody. Nobody really goes up there anyways. For the time being, this is not going to produce any more hydrogen for us for the time being anyways, so it should be fine. One thing too we noticed is that I noticed by watching other people's playthroughs, my problem with the farm here, it's not as efficient as it could be, and people have pointed that out. The reason I spaced these is because in the previous playthrough we ran into an issue where things were getting the stifled debuff. Turns out that wasn't related to them being on top of each other, so we can totally build these so they're right next to each other, and we're totally going to do that right now. This will double our food supply. We have all the seeds we need to actually manage that. We have 47 mealwood seeds, so this will be plenty of food for us. We can actually even stop this. Once this thing gets going, we can actually even stop this from getting fabricated and save a bunch more water that way too. No need to make this thing run. We have 28 kilocalories of this stuff too right now, so that's good to know. Are we ready for another person? That's the next question too. Let's see what we got. First of all, let's choose a duplicate. Okay. Early bird, night owl, and uncultured mole hands. None of those sound too appealing. Let's take a look at their skills here quick. Nope. 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 We're being discerning. That's fine. I think it's working for us so far. We're not getting things done as efficiently as we could because we aren't having enough bodies to do things. If we need people that are on the treadmill constantly, high athletic skill will be important for that. But until then. So I'm gonna have to deconstruct this pump here too once we're ready. And we'll be ready for that soon, I think. We'll pump the water out of everywhere else around here. We're gonna get the water flooded back into the area here. I might want to double up these walls here too once we're ready. How can I do that now? I can't right now, really. I would love to double up this bottom floor here, actually, if we can. Maybe I should have them deconstruct and rebuild. It doesn't waste anything to do that. And probably better to do it now than wait till later. So we'll go base, we'll go tile, we'll go granite, and we'll use granite on right here. And then we'll put the other granite back in once it's built. Make it too thick on the bottom. And the sides might need to be too thick. We can always fix that later. And they should be able to reach this. I'm not 100% sure they can. We might have to build some ladders here for them to do it. That's right. So this is going to be potentially a tank here. And I might not make it as big as this is. Yeah, what we'll do is cut it off right here. And we'll use this as our contaminated water tank. And the same thing we're gonna do is we're gonna actually put it with mesh tile again here too. Got mesh tile going in, mesh tile coming out. Just like so. And this will be contaminated. They're not really gonna need access to this ever. And then we'll have them. Oh, that was the real plan before, wasn't it? We were gonna do the bottom here like this, and we were gonna double it up here. So actually, yeah, that'll line up perfectly. We'll put in the bottom floor here. We'll put in the, once they dig out the rest of this, we'll put in the rest of that. They need to sweep up here then first. I don't know what they're gonna do with the stuff that's sitting here, so let's just have them sweep it up. Is there a spot for them to go with it? No, not really. There's not really a spot for them to go with it. I think all the storages are full. Okay, if we have room for storages over here someplace, we can put one. Yeah, let's put one over here someplace. That's not a great situation, but it'll do. Have them deconstruct this as well once I get a chance to. This will be our contaminated water tank eventually. You're gonna fall, aren't you? There you go. Ah, there's right. Good work. All right, so they should be filling these up, and we'll get these planted as well. Plant. This is the tedious part, but now that we know we can harvest these all at once, this will be really great. Plant. 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 I mean, this is gonna be amazing, actually. If this all works still. Plant. Plant. Plant and plant. All right. How's oxygen going right now? We're still above water right now. It's fine. No restrooms built, really? No, it popped on for a second there. All right, and we can harvest. So let's harvest. There we go. And that's how we're gonna do those from now on, because it's much easier. And they only did one. All right, well. So let's get to the night here, and we'll pick it up on the other side. All right, so we're back. Next day here. Power generation is gonna take a long time these days because we just got the one guy running on a generator. That's fine. He can spend his day doing that. What is Eleanor else good for? I mean, what are the other jobs that she would be doing here? Just about everything. But I mean, not particularly gifted in anything particularly. I could put somebody that's good at power generation on power generation mostly. Let's see. He's really good at most things. He's got athletics of 9. If I made him the designated power generator, well, actually, she's not bad either. Let's take some of these people off of it that maybe shouldn't be doing it. Unless Eleanor has a particularly good skill in, like, learning. Which is possible. Okay, maybe learning's a good thing then. I'll put you on that then still. She'll get her skill up there. Then we have more people good at athletics and more harvesting to do. So, they need to have storage, I think, for all this meal wood. I don't know if we want to just leave it sitting here. We'll get a fridge going here at some point. But again, power is not great at the moment. So we're holding off on that for the time being. Filled with CO2 in here. Are we low on granite? Nadia's at 8. Good. Okay. O2's still looking pretty good though. Alright, so, they can't reach this, I think, is the problem now. So I need them to put in a, temporary ladder through here, just so they can get access to that. And I don't know if they can jump up to it, so I'm gonna put a ladder in there too. And then that should get them built in there. Then they'll double it up once they're able to. Then they'll be able to dig this out too. And I'll actually cancel this last one, because this last one's not gonna get built. We're gonna make this a little bit smaller than it is. And actually, ah man, it's gonna be so tiny actually when we build this thing. Yeah, maybe I won't double up the sides, because right here, this sides can't go anywhere. If it's this side against the rock, it can't go anywhere. If we ever build into this side, we'll double it from the other side. So I think I'm gonna just focus on doubling the floors, and maybe this side here. Maybe move the ladder in by 1 and double up this side here. I'm not gonna have them double up the side. It's gonna get too small otherwise. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 thick. I guess that's enough probably. This will be a little bit bigger over here, but we'll double the sides up too, eventually. The stuff that's not against the rock we won't double up, but somehow we're gonna have to double this up over here. Alright, let's speed this along here quick so I get working on stuff. I got a few more paintings put in, because I'm just gonna go decor overload on this now. And Eleanor runs all day every day here, looks like. They're feeling kind of grimy. There's so many things I wanted to get to today that we're not gonna have a chance to, because we're just focusing on, you know, fixing the problems from before at this point. I wanted to make some progress today, but I don't know if we're gonna get to anything really. We need to make some new systems for like closed loops for our shower, for our air scrubbers. Because those loops, that should be fine. Once we get those loops closed on those, that should be alright. Let's put in a final tile over here, and then at least this one tank is done. And we can start pumping in contaminated into there as needed. Let's see. I want some of this CO2 to flow out of here actually, because we can get it. If we can get it flowing in over here, that would be good. So let's put those gas permeable over here. Let's get some of this O2 out, or CO2 out. It'll flow through these algae terrariums then, and it'll help them run more efficiently. It'll get cleaned out. These aren't really in a good spot anymore because the dynamics has changed around here. We could do gas permeable over here as well. Again, get some of that CO2 out. The water won't flow because it's, you know, too high. We won't. And the water there doesn't matter because it couldn't pass through the water anyways. So we won't do it right there anyways. But yeah, that'll be good. All right, so this tank's coming along here. I don't know why this tile right here, they keep ignoring this. Oh, because it's obsidian, that's why. Don't need obsidian there. Just need granite. Something strong. Something we don't have a lot of. That's the same probably with these over here. Oh, this is granite. Okay, this can't reach it. Because the digging is not getting done. Alright, that'll get some of the CO2 flowing out of here again. Down into here. Might just make a big basin for CO2 down here. We'll clean it eventually. Or not. Maybe we'll just leave it. As long as we're producing enough O2 up here, we're fine. Ready to harvest. And this is ready for storage. All. Go for it. And then next... Well, next I want them to get this done. So actually they did everything they can reach over here, so let's just keep digging this ladder across. And they won't be able to put this in just yet because this is in the way. We need to get them digging. How can we do this? Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll just go like this. We'll put ladder through here for now. We'll cancel the tile. Up vertical tile there. And we'll put ladder through here. like that. And they'll put the ladder in. Tell them to dig this last spot here. They'll put the ladder in, and then we can fill it back in with tile as we we'll have to micromanage just a little bit there, but we can get it done. And that way, once we'll dig all this stuff out, the water will fall down, and we'll be set with the nice big water tank in here, built from the inside out. And now with this all set up in here, the decor should look pretty nice, and it's pretty beautiful. Fantastic. And it should be ready for some pretty, it's a lot more colonists in here eventually, too. And then, as I said, I was going to put in a ladder on this side of the room also, just because I don't have to walk all the way down then to get anywhere. We need to put in a ladder through here like so then. And we'll put in... Yeah, that's not a good spot actually, because we can control how wide we make this now. So let's see. The blast room is here. If we put another one in here, it'll be blank, full. And then it'll be wall. The wall here. But then where's the ladder gonna go? So we can't have the blank here. So we need to put the ladder like right here. And we'll put the ladder through here. And that'll give them some place to go. We're gonna deconstruct this as well because we don't need it there right now. Same thing there. That gas valve was probably killing our supply actually. Deconstruct gas pipes. Let's deconstruct some of these pipes too. We'll need them eventually maybe, but enough for right now. We can go elsewhere with it. All right. Get them a little bit easier access here then. Why are we building out of igneous rock? So weird. Guys, don't build this ladder out of igneous rock, please. Sandstone is fine. Sandstone is plenty fine. The ladder doesn't need to be the Taj Mahal. Because as we know, the Taj Mahal is made out of igneous rock. Alright, in this room they're not really going to need access at all. Maybe we'll put storage over here or something like that. That did not really do a good job for our CO2 here. Actually, no, it is falling through. Just slowly. Oxygen's not really permeating just yet. But it might eventually. Okay, so that's good at least. That's something nice. They can't get up into here just yet, can they? We'll see. Let's see how they do this. All right. Good, good. We can put one more bedroom over here. Maybe put a wall on the back side here too. There. Wall through here as well. Looking pretty good. And we're getting some pretty close access to the contaminated water pretty soon then. One thing I haven't seen yet is a puffed. We're gonna definitely want one. I don't know where we're gonna get it from exactly, but we'll get one. And I'm waiting to see if we can get a morb floating around here. Ooh, there's a morb inside of this right here. He's filled this whole thing with contaminated oxygen actually. Quite dense contaminated oxygen here actually. Did up all the chlorine. So yeah, we'd love to connect these things. Get him, I don't think these guys can climb walls is the thing. We need to get him over at a spot and get him in here at some point. And maybe we'll have an expedition, maybe next episode, digging through here and maybe getting this morb unleashed into here maybe, if we can. And he can crawl around, hop around, and climb into where he wants to go. Should be cool. And more harvesting. Awesome. And this food thing is filling up here. I mean, look at the food. This has been turned off. They're not using the food like regular anymore. It's just all this. It's just all meal lice. Yeah, they're not even touching the mush bars even. 100 kilograms of meal lice in there. And we're up to 18. I mean, it's not great, but I mean, we once we get all these plants going, it's gonna be plenty of food for a number of colonists. And I don't know how we're gonna make this colony this season. I was trying to like keep it small, but you know, if it starts going pretty well and we want to get stuff done faster, we can add on more bodies. Especially if we can get a good system for supporting everything here. Alright, they gotta hop across there, it looks good. But it's getting done now at least. Okay, so next, once they're done with that part, I'll let them do this part here first. Yeah. And they're gonna have an oxygen breathing problem here. We're gonna get like 1 done. And then you go breathe probably. No, she got 2 done. Yeah, this will work. This will work. So we'll get this nice big tank dug out here, and that'll be our water tank. We actually will collect all this stuff and put it in here, because at least with this stuff, we can run the pipes in and pump it in, and we don't have to worry about, like, you know, overflow or anything like that. Really, we'll be good. CO2 is starting to flow out. It's gonna hit a like kind of a level right here where it'll be fine then. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I can't even go any faster. I want them to dig faster here. I'm not giving them too many projects. The only reason this is taking so long now is because they can't breathe down there. Once they get into a spot where they can breathe better. We have an idle person? Idle? Eleanor, idle? Seriously? Give Eleanor something to do. There's nothing for you to do? Everything's cleaned up? There's no place, oh, there's no place to put anything else. All right, give us another, storage compactor here someplace. Go to build that. Eleanor, go build that. And that'll just get them straight up, and then we'll fill this back in. We'll delete the ladder out, and we'll have them replace it with tile. We probably have to go like 1 or 2 at a time. But actually, I can have them dig across here now, and dig this out here. And I'll have them put a ladder across here. And that'll actually be quicker then too. Oh, another dupe. All right, let's hope for somebody good this time. I will take a good person. Quick learner, diver's lungs, loud sleeper, that's not great for our system right now. And anemic, nah, no. Loud sleeper is just not too much of a hassle for me. Early bird, meh, okay. Learning's a 3. Cooking and athletics, meh, and mole hands. Scared cat, that's not bad. Rejected. Sorry. You're just not like selling me on it. You really pad your resume a little bit there. And maybe I'd consider you guys. Okay, this is getting done faster now because they can get from both angles. And they can breathe, so they'll dig this out faster now too. There we go, now it's getting done fast. All right, so once that's done, we're gonna deconstruct from here. And we'll have them do a few at a time. And tile will go granite again. We have plenty of granite now. We'll probably access all that from here. I'm not even gonna double this up because again, it's against the rock here. If worst case scenario hits the rock and we just lose 1 tile of water down the road. Let's deconstruct through here. And then once that's deconstructed, we should be able to dig that out again. And they actually might be able to dig it from up there too. Go, Melody. Nope, nothing, okay. Nope, never going to sleep, all right. Where are you gonna go? Where are you going here, Nadia? Oh, you can go up here to breathe and then go back around. Okay, that's not the most efficient thing you could have done. Let's deconstruct this. How do we do on oxygen generation for the time being? I mean, we're using a lot of algae still. We have a little bit still, I'm sure. It's starting to fall down, actually. We are starting to run out, so. We could probably dig some more, though. We have more to get, so I mean, it's not a huge deal for the time being. All right, well, I guess we'll call that episode there. Seeing as how it's night, we can skip through that part and pick it up on the next day. A little bit of cleanup here, unfortunately, this time around. A little bit more refinement of our processes. But ultimately, it'll help us extend the game further if we can figure out a better way of handling the water problem. There is a way to handle it, and I'll get into that next episode probably if we get these tanks dug out. I don't want it to I don't have to build things multiple times here. There is a way that we can handle the electrolyzer and hydrogen problems, the overflow problems that they're experiencing. But it'll take a little bit of space to do it. So that's why I wanted to have a bigger tank here first, get made up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for all the comments and all the advice and everything like that. I'll be back for another episode really, really soon. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys back next time for more.